ordered one of the pieces myself. You can now see a really ugly picture of me modelling it as best I possibly can.
Hello, everyone. I can't believe how much of a difficult watch that was for a solid 3 points for the Arsenal. That was probably one of the most stressful wins I've ever watched in my life because it had the same old story written all over it, which was about 120% possession and no solid chances, no shots on target, and then getting hit on the break and losing the game. But thankfully, that didn't happen again today, although the whole time that we were still 0-0, I was thinking that we were just going to concede on an unfortunate break and it would be the same old story. But luckily, it was not. So let me know if you can hear me okay. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Hello, Colin. Hello, Jagan. Hello, Tayyib and Niall. Niall says, wow, what a win. It wasn't pretty. You needed that, Fran. Sometimes you have to win ugly. That puts the pressure on Liverpool. And you're so right. We're going to have a look at the Premier League table and it looks so much nicer. But please do remember to smash the likes on your way in. I really do appreciate it. What a stressful game that was. Honestly, oh gosh. Hey, it's been a while. Get better soon. I still hope to be your mod. Yes, I will sort mods out soon at some point when the channel gets a bit bigger, for sure. And Jagan saying, at least we go into the Liverpool game with some wins in the tank, but even that game will be tricky. We've done everything we can right now. There were many flaws in that performance. That's why it was so stressful. But look, we've done all that we needed to do, which was get 6 points out of the 2 games before Liverpool. Now the team can just put down whatever they were thinking about and focus on Liverpool without worrying about having dropped points there. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys. I know loads of people are doing instant post-matches, but we're going to do the usual stuff. So we're going to have a quick look at the Premier League table, and it looks a lot prettier right now, let me tell you. Going to have a look at some of the post-match stats, and as I said, I imagine it will be about 150% possession to Arsenal. But the main stat is that we get the 3 points. 2 goals in the back of the net, finally. And I'm going to go through an overview of what we just saw. That was insane. And then we're going to do player ratings, which are my favorite bit. But thank you very much. Please do hit a like, say hello in the chat, and we're just going to decompress a little bit because, boy, that was stressful. So first of all, let's have a little look at how the Premier League table is looking. And let me tell you, it's looking much, much better. So let me get it up for you guys. If you give me a moment, here we go. Ta-da! So that looks a lot more healthy, doesn't it? Liverpool still on top with 48 points. They have to play tomorrow night and they are playing Chelsea. And let me tell you, I will be a true blue tomorrow, born and bred up the Chelsea. If Chelsea can pull off a miracle, you know, any little favours that these teams can do for us, I will take it. So I will be wearing blue tomorrow, supporting Chelsea. I'm only joking. If Jez is in the chat, I will not. But we could use Chelsea doing us a favour tomorrow because as it stands, they're on 48 points. And us, having played 1 game more, are now sat just below them on 46 points. And it looks a bit better, doesn't it? It feels a bit more like right is being restored in the universe. If you have a look, we've just had 2 wins off the back of those horrible results. Those reds are starting to go to the right off the screen, and it's starting to look a bit more business as usual. So we've just got to really focus on this game coming up for Liverpool and just get another 3 points. Don't overthink it too much, guys. Go in, and if you create as many chances as you're doing here, if you put a few of them away, then you should be okay. So yeah, it's looking much better. Man City, they've got 2 games in hand now, but they're 3 points behind us. Aston Villa, last I checked, they were getting like battered by Newcastle. Yes, so it's 3-1 Newcastle. Thank you, the Toon, up the Toon army. We use that, get Aston Villa out of the way for a little while, and let's just focus on Man City and Liverpool and dispatching them. I mean, keeping up with them for now, staying on their toes for now. But yeah, nice favour there from Newcastle, who have actually jumped a bit higher in the league. Tottenham's still down there with 40, but yeah, it's looking much better. And I don't know if you guys felt like the way I did, which was that we were heading real quick towards a banana skin, let me tell you. So let's just go through the way that the game kind of happened. So it's actually, first of all, let's have a quick look at the starting lineup and let's get your thoughts on that. So as you know, it did finish Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1. We should not have conceded. It was like a sloppy goal that we conceded in the final, 5 minutes, or it was the 87th minute. And Zinny just looked like he didn't really care. And then Saliba just completely misjudged like a header. It looked like they kind of switched off, and you can't allow that to happen against better teams. And I'm sure they'll be getting an earful for it. But yeah, we did concede. However, the result is still 3 points. I'm really happy with it. And let's first of all, we'll do a quick chat catch-up time. I know you guys like that. Unfortunately, he's not got his hat today because I'm reusing an old slideshow. But as Colin says, Jesus and Saka really needed those goals. Yeah, I didn't think Jesus was going to score because he kept getting these chances. Yeah, and then finally, we hadn't had the whole first half. We'd had none on target. Matt Turner hadn't been tested at all. And then finally, that ball fell to Jesus. He's like 3 yards out. Near corner, Matt Turner was like sliding off the screen somewhere, and Jesus 3 yards out, like no one was challenging him, and he still managed to hit the post. I was like, oh! At that point, I was yelling at the screen, like, get him off, get Trossard on, I'm fed up. And luckily, Arteta didn't listen to me because Jesus went on to score a goal and an assist, and he needed that because I was getting so fed up with him. Taib says, good to see regular live streams, Fran. Great work. Thank you. Yeah, I'm aiming for one a day. One positive. The counter-attacking football was beautiful. That must happen frequently for Arsenal. I completely agree. We looked so much better when we managed to draw teams in and then smack them on the break. And that was what was so good last season. We had so much more space. And the whole thing this season is that we're having to, but we're not helping ourselves by doing death by 1,000 passes. That's the key phrase. The death by 1,000 passes thing is grim. It's horrible. As Static says, another shocking performance by the team, but well done for winning. Performances, once again, must be better. Yeah, the performance was... it's hard. We're going to get into it because, the stats, I'm sure, will look great, but there was just so little chances on goal. For the amount of possession that we had. I mean, I turned to my boyfriend and I said, we've already broken the record for the amount of time that you could be top of the Premier League without winning. Is this the match where we're going to break the record for having the most possession in a game without scoring a goal? Because it looked like it was going towards that way. Brenny, hello, saying good evening, Fran, and to all in the chat. Badly needed 3 points, that was. Yeah, I'm not happy with the performance, but 3 points, I'm so relieved. It had... until we scored that second goal, I was thinking we were still going to slip up. But it just had being hit on the counter, one lucky goal by them. We would go 1-0 down, and the tale as old as time, but luckily that didn't happen today. Jagan saying Chelsea v Liverpool is low-key a guaranteed draw. I'll take it. Liverpool dropped 2 points. I'm fine with that. Yeehaw, E-Ross, big up. AJ saying, I think that was bad. I think we was bad for 95% of that game. Yeah, I thought we were passing the ball around fine. If it was an exercise in keeping possession, seeing how many passes you can string together, then we'd be top of the class. But in terms of actually creating chances, again, the same thing that we've seen all season, where they just are so afraid to pull the trigger, and they'd rather do 20 intricate passes around the outside of the box than actually take a shot. So I don't know why they're doing this still. And once we did manage to get a bit more space, then it started to look much better. So Arteta's just got to work out how to give the team a little bit more space to run into. And I don't know. We cannot be performing like that. That was so bad. Oh man. Waka waka. Yes, good song. I am back. I am back. Thank you for all being here tonight, guys. Thank you. As Jagan says, they just need to smash one in and pray sometimes. They sure do. None of them. They're all too afraid. They want to be perfect so badly, I think. And just none of them want to take the shot, and it's so frustrating. Look, let's cast our minds back to when you found out it was the starting 11. Obviously, I read it and I thought, yeah, pretty average. My brain always zooms to like 3/4 of the way down the list to see where that Havertz, the left 8 position, basically. And of course, I saw Smith Rowe's name in there. I mean, I just turned to my boyfriend, Smith Rowe, EMILE is playing, EMILE. So obviously Arteta must have been listening to us just screaming at the telly saying like, play EMILE more, play EMILE. And he did, and I'm so happy about it. Honestly, I was so happy with this. I kind of wanted to see Trossard play instead of Martinelli. That was like my ideal lineup, but at this rate I probably should have seen him play instead of Jesus for the first half, because Jesus had no idea where the goal was, and when Trossard came on he looked great. However, I don't know, is Arteta starting to learn that you actually need to use your entire squad? And obviously the fact that Smith Rowe was starting means that Havertz was in fact benched. And I thought it did well for Havertz to be benched because he seemed to have a bit more intensity when he came on. So I was really happy with the starting 11. If we're going to see a bit more of Smith Rowe, then I'm all over that. I mean, the guys on my wall behind me, I love Smith Rowe. Static says, Fran, I got to go. See ya. Colin says 82% possession in the first half. We need to turn possession into more shots at goal. Yes, understatement of the century. It's unbelievable how much of the ball we have. It's like they've been given a challenge. Like, you must pass it 100 times before you take a shot. And Arteta's got this little ticker. And thing is, the passing. Sorry about that. That was gross. The passing is really great, but it's just too slow, I think, because. Yeah, well, clearly, we just end up with 12 of their men in the box, and because our passing is so slow, Nottingham Forest are just going to be happily sit there and try and get us to actually penetrate and get some shots at goal, which we're really hesitant to do. It's so frustrating. You're just yelling at the telly saying, "Can someone please just like take some initiative here?" And like, even if the shot gets blocked, even if it goes a little bit wide, even if it hits the post, you're like putting that team under pressure. I mean, in my team, we were always told just shoot like as early as you can, and then you never know what happens. It causes chaos, and then people can come in for the rebound and stuff. But I think part of the problem with Arteta is that he doesn't like chaos. I think he wants to be able to control every single pass of the ball all the way into the back of the net. But you need to allow some chaos in there at some point. Like, you can't. There's no way you can do that unless you're playing against actual traffic cones, because you can never predict how every single player on the other team is going to act. So you honestly, and he was talking about this in a press conference, saying that, and Pep said this. It might have been Pep actually saying that your job as a coach, that you can get the players to get it into the box, but that final action, like, you cannot control. And yeah, you can't control the ball into the back of the net, Mikel. Like, give them a bit more license to cause some chaos at the other end, I think. So Forest played their game plan well, but that's the problem with low blocks. It eventually gets to the point where you tire and give away a sloppy goal like they did. Yeah, I was. They offered really nothing going forward. So I think that shows how, with our controlling style of play, like, Arteta has managed to like provide like more cover for if teams try and hit us on the break. Like, they really weren't providing much threat on a team who like has scored the most goals from fast breaks in the Prem. They had that little stat in the corner. So I think the way that we were playing and all that control we had was stopping them having too many opportunities to break quickly at us. But when they did, like they did have a couple of dangerous ones, but they weren't causing too much threat, honestly. It was just taking us so long to actually break it down. Important win, but Arsenal need to fix up. You telling me, Ross? Brenny said, I was bored the first half. Second half, we played with more urgency. Yeah, it took us nearly conceding for them to actually pull their socks up and think, oh, let's actually try and score a goal now. I'd rather, you show that bit of intensity at the beginning of the match and cause less of us supporters to have like heart attacks and think, okay, I shouldn't joke about that kind of thing. But maybe last season was so great because we started games so quickly and punished them so early. But I suppose, we didn't get over the line. So maybe they're trying this whole like preserving energy but it's not worked. Okay. Get a couple of early goals, then chill a little bit more. We're good at defending. I just trying to break it down all game. It was crazy. Ravi, what's up? Renee, all the gang is here. Fran, the field tilt worked in our favor today. Absolutely, Eros. I don't understand field tilt as a stat. I do not. Are we secretly a counter-attacking team? That's one of my favorite emojis, the little sideways eyes. I think we are, but the problem is because we're a good team now, teams don't come out and attack us, so we can't really counter-attack unless we have to somehow, I think, score a goal just by like death by 1,000 passes, whatever. If you speed it up a little bit, then we can start to have a bit more fun because teams will have to relax and come out and attack us a bit more. Then we can do these quick counter-attacking goals, which players like Martinelli love. After tonight, you're saying 3-1 Liverpool. What, like 2 Liverpool or Arsenal? That's very, I don't know. We'll have to kind of have a look at the stats. Ravi saying, Fran, are you happy with the style of play from Arteta? Let me just 1 second. Yes and no. Yes, because it's really cool to see how like dominant we are of the possession. Like it's mad to be playing a Prem team and have like over 80% possession. It shows like quite how good we are at passing the ball to each other. But passing the ball to each other does not equal 3 points. If we were getting scored on how well we could pass the ball to each other, then we'd be winning the league every day of the week. However, it's about trying to convert all that amazing passing and possession into actual goals hitting the back of the net where there's this disconnect and it's just really, really tedious and not quite working. All season, I've just been saying, do what you're doing, yeah, but just with a bit more snappiness, a bit more urgency, and you'd think it would come. But we got the 3 points today. And the problem is, though, we've played like this a lot of the season, but we haven't always got the 3 points. A lot of the times we've been hit on the break and stuff, and it hasn't come through for us. So we're playing like with the best team in the world. Like we're so confident in our ability. Like there's no pressure. We're going to get a goal at some point in the match. But that's not what the season has told us. In fact, like we've really lacked goals. We haven't managed to punish teams early. Like we need a bit more urgency, please. Rene predicted it right, 2-1. I predicted 2-1 as well, actually. I forgot about that. ESR needs to take his chance today, and he didn't really. Yes. What I said to Alex, I'll just call him Alex because that's his name, was that he didn't excel, but he didn't look like a weak link in the team. He looked like an average player that fit well into the team. He wasn't like a gap in the midfield. He just fit in perfectly. And I don't know, like, that's pretty good, isn't it? He wasn't a weak link that had to be taken off super early, apart from like a slight lack of match fitness. But he fit in, and he didn't look like he was way levels below everyone else. He looked the same level as everyone else. It would have been nice to see him like actually really stand out. I thought Trossard, when he came on, looked like he really had a point to prove. But EMILE to come on and, be up to the level of everyone else is like so much, like is all I could have asked for, to be fair, like from a few games ago. For him to start and play fine, play average, I'm okay with that. Hopefully we can build from that, Brenny says, I would take deflected goals all season. We keep trying to walk the ball into the net. I don't know if you guys have seen that. I think it might be the IT crowd where Moss goes like, thing about Arsenal, they always try and walk it in. If you've seen it, then you know. But that is Arsenal at the moment. We try and walk the ball into the net. You can't walk the ball into the net. We're not playing curling. God. I hate Forest so much, says Rene. Are they quite close to Leicester? ESR given a run. Hi, Fran. I'm happy with the win tonight. We need to beat Liverpool on Sunday at Arsenal. You must. You must. You must. You must. This is a good start. This is the best a good situation coming. This is the best situation I could have had in terms of points on the board since coming back from international break. There must have been something in the stake. They must have done something out there. Maybe the sunlight, the vitamin D. We've got 6 points from 2 games. That was the minimum requirement now to go into Liverpool in a healthy place as a team. And as Torrell Gunner TV says, we must. You must on Sunday. I can't believe it. I'm so nervous about Sunday. Stop death by 1,000 passes and get a target man for Pete's sakes. Yeah. The thing is, they were actually finally sticking some crosses into the box, but it wasn't. It was Jesus surrounded by like these Nottingham Forest men mountains and like little Jesus, all these headers. Like he wasn't getting near any of these crosses. It just takes so much like for our team to realize like, oh, this isn't quite working. I feel like they're waiting on Arteta to tell them to change it up. I don't feel like they have the initiative sometimes to say like, oh, I'm going to try something different here. It seems like they're just like little robots that follow orders until the coach tells them like something else that they should try. And that's where I worry about like the lack of like real like charisma, like superstar kind of players that will just decide like, screw the instructions I've been given. I'm going to make a 30-yard run and then have a screamer into the like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I feel like they're all so obedient and just following orders and trying to play so perfectly that we're predictable. And I want to see someone with a bit more bite and charisma who can come in and just like take the game into their own hands. Yeah. So Posh Bertie says, I'm flying back tomorrow evening. Sounds like I have a lot to say when I get back. I don't have too much to say at the moment. You probably will. I'm just happy we've got the 3 points. I'm relieved. And we will go into the performance and stuff, but I'm just so relieved. Williams, hello, saying the fact that we won the game and we're up there in the title race, I can't complain. I completely agree. Like, it was such a painful watch. But at the end of the day, it's 3 points on the board. I'm gassed. I'm really gassed about it. Like we're in a good place going into Liverpool, and if we can control a game like that a little bit against Liverpool and actually take some of our chances, then we're in with a chance, you know? We were actually really dominant today. It's just the same story that we've heard all season about not even getting any shots on target. It's so frustrating. So anyway, let's move on. I was happy with it. We won't do the player ratings just yet. I want to have a quick look at actually the stats from today. So give me a moment. Oh, I can't find them right now, guys. I might have to go through the stats and stuff. But I imagine we had like 80% possession, something like that. 90%, 120% possession, and like 3 shots. I imagine they probably had the same number of shots from target as us in that whole match. It was absolutely crazy. But look, let's just do a quick like match run through before I forget what happened. I've got the memory. I just snorted. I've got the memory of a goldfish. So it was quite a fast-paced start. Nottingham Forest were acting a little chaotic, and then we kind of like tranquilized the entire game. So slowed it right down and moved into our favorite, which is death by 1,000 passes. We were completely dominant for basically the whole first half. Really nice passing and possession, but absolutely no cutting edge. And it felt like the team were being very calm and chill, thinking it will come. And arguably, like, it did come. So, but I don't think they can afford to be moving with that kind of arrogance, because like the last few games we've seen that it does not always come. The goal is not guaranteed to come, so a little bit more urgency would be nice, please. You think Zinchenko was awful? I've just seen this comment from Anthony Herbert saying, big up, Fran, we should have won by more goals, but I'll have to give Arsenal a 6. Zinchenko was awful. A 6. I would give us as a team about a 6 out of 10 in terms of the actual performance. I thought Zinni was quite good, but we'll get into the player ratings. Anyway, the first real clear shot was Forest. One of their players actually decided to take some initiative and drive with the ball and had a shot in the 40th minute. And again, it gets into halftime 0-0. It's the huge death by 1,000 passes. No one was wanting to take a shot. We were just messing it around outside their box. Just no shots were being taken. I was screaming at the telly. It was so frustrating. And they had about 12 players in the box. We've seen this story so many times this season. And today we did actually manage to get through the deadlock. So, yeah, anyway, but there were no saves for Matt Turner in the first half. No shots on target in the first half at all, despite having like 20 million passes. So something's really not right there. And if we can all see that, we're saying all this possession, but you're not even getting shots on target, then they must be seeing that, like the coaching team. And to me, it seems as simple as just telling the players, like, oh, when you've got the ball in that area and you can see the goal, don't pass it again. Maybe just shoot. It can't be that simple, can it? Am I missing something? Because to me, it seems like it should be that simple. As Eros says, players need to strike the ball first time if they have space. Stop trying to make the perfect play. You're so right. Even if you don't have like all the space in the world, if you smack it, then there's a chance it will get deflected somewhere. It will hit someone's like elbow, and then you might get a pen, or it'll get blocked and then bounce off to Martinelli or something, who can then take a second shot. Like, at least just smack it, and then you don't know what's going to happen. Like a deflection, as I just said. Whereas instead, as you say, they're trying to make the perfect play, but you're never really going to have the perfect opportunity, are you? Goals, as I said, always come from some kind of, well, not always, but a lot of the time in situations where the box is really crowded, come from someone just taking a punt and there being some level of chaos. It'll be a deflection, second touch, third touch, goalkeeper has to make a double save, it gets tapped in off the line. You know what I mean? We need to just go for it a bit more. Stop trying to make the perfect goal, as you say, Eros. As a perfectionist, though, I do understand. But sometimes, do you not get frustrated as players? Do you not just think, like, screw this, and then just decide to hoof it? That's what I would do anyway. So, yeah, second half. I've only really written down the goals, basically. 64th minute, Matt Turner, it was an absolute stinker. So straight from a Zinni throw in, GABRIEL JESUS just kind of dribbles it and then does this mad, like, it should not have been a goal. It was a crazy, but the fact he went for it, like, allowed Matt Turner to make this error. It was a stinker from Matt Turner. He got absolutely nutmegged. It was like when they say, like, oh, there's a hole in my tennis racket. There was just a hole, like, through his legs just ceased to exist for a while because he went down to block it and the ball just went through him like liquid. Bless him. I mean, I imagine Matt Turner, as he was on the floor, then just like winked at Jesus, like, there you go, Gabby. So yeah, cheers for that, Matt. Anyway, it broke the deadlock. We were 1-0 up, and then there were a couple of subs on the 70th minute. Havertz on for ESR. ESR had started to fade a little bit. And then 71st minute, Saka scored. It was from a counter. So, yeah, Odegaard passed it to Jesus, who did this lovely cross to Saka, who really composed finish. And then that should have been it. That should have been then 2-0, lovely win. Like, we broke the deadlock. No, but instead, we dropped our concentration and conceded a sloppy goal from Nottingham Forest. But luckily, we didn't completely capitulate, and it ended 2-1. And we've got the 3 points. We've got the 3 points, guys. So now let's get into how you and I thought some of the players did. And my mum always, I love you, Mum, but she always manages to call me when Arsenal are playing. And she loves a catch-up, my mum. And I love a catch-up with her. So I'm never going to say, like, Mum, can you please, like, Arsenal are playing? Can you please, like, can we talk later? So I end up talking, and then I miss what the players are doing. So I'm going to need your help again with player ratings. Gil says, it looks like we've got this style of football till the end of the season. So games will hang in the balance. I'm missing last season's football. Yeah, so am I. So am I. It's so hard. I don't think he's found this balance between like the overt chaos and like insane play of last season and then the really wanting to hold on to the ball and control the game as much as possible this season. I think there needs to be a happy medium. Get the ball to a certain point up the pitch and then let the players like just cause some chaos in the box. We never cause enough chaos. I think I'm going to have to change the title to like more chaos needed. Come on, Mikel, you got to relax a little bit. Oh, AJ saying, please like the stream if you have not already. It really helps Fran out. Yes, it does. And I hate that this is a YouTube algorithm thing. As a YouTube viewer myself, I hate having like being asked to like. It's not Facebook. I don't want to have to like your post, but apparently it helps. Maybe one day they'll change that. They should just do the algorithm based on like viewer time and stuff. But apparently it helps, so I would very much appreciate that. Colin Williams said, I would take less the ball for more shots at goal. Yeah, I get it though. Like you have more of the ball, you're more likely to be able to control like the outcome of the game. You know, you're not being attacked. Like if we've got the ball, then it means that we're not being pressured and put. We hardly ever get periods of a game nowadays where we're just constantly put under the cosh by another team and we're sat back defending for our lives. So that is nice, but contrarily, having all this possession and having all this field tilt, we're not actually getting many more shots away than if we were being a bit more of a chaotic and lack of possession team. I don't know, as a bit of a control freak, I quite like having all this possession, so maybe I'm kind of biased there, but yeah, 100% Fran. Thank you. What happened on Sunday if you see Kayo Vitiasar starting 11? Oh my gosh. I wouldn't even be surprised, but I think, and it would be wise to me, if neither of them start and it's Jorginho and Declan in a double pivot, I think that is what I would want. Because Rice having to just defend against all of Liverpool on his own in the single defensive midfield role is even a little bit too much, I think, to ask of Rice, even though he'd probably do really well. AFC Always, what's up? Saying Ben White may not be a natural right back, but Zinchenko is Arsenal's biggest defensive liability. Yes, and Zinchenko was having such a good game. This was another Zinchenko game where it showed just how good he is at, like, when we're in possession, but then how much of a liability, as you say, he is when teams even attack a slight bit against us. He literally had, like, that was one bit of defensive play that he had to do in our own box, and he just completely, like, had no concentration whatsoever. And Saliba dropped the ball in that goal that we conceded as well. But yeah, in games like that, where we do have a lot of possession, you can get away with it with Zinchenko. But in games where we're going to have to defend a bit more, it's just really not looking good at the moment. Not taking a draw, Sunday's a must win. Absolutely agree. We're not just trying to hang on here. Like, this is an opportunity for us to go and play and go and win a title. Like, it's not just a case of like playing to stay in something. Like, if we really, like, we can be active here and go on and like do everything in our power to go and claim a trophy. It's not a case of just like doing our best not to fall away from the title race. No, let's like be active here and go and win, go and win every game and like control it a bit more rather than like always just trying to depend on the actions of Liverpool or City. Zinchenko spends 45 seconds on the ball. No wonder we're slow. I think all the players spend 45 seconds on the ball. It's crazy. How did Brighton lose against Luton 4-0? That's insane. Big up Luton. I do a bit of gardening for this like older man. He's so nice. And as I often do, I'll kind of ask people like, "Are you into the football and stuff?" And this guy said like, "Yeah, I support Luton." And I just went, this was when they had just been promoted. And I said like, "But Luton?" And he said, "Yeah, I've supported them my whole life. Like, I've got a season ticket holder." And I said, like, "You're in the Prem now, mate." And he said, like, he was like, "Yeah, I know, it's amazing." We were just speaking to him, and he's just been going his whole life and stuff. And he said, like, as long as they put up a good account of themselves and, you know, like fight for it, then I'll be happy. But a result like that today against Brighton, like he will be so happy. I could give him a ring right now and go like, Tom, and he would go, "I know." Sorry, like probably TMI, but like that will mean so much to these Luton fans who've been going like their whole lives. It's insane. I'm so happy for them. Yeah, them seagulls got destroyed. Uche saying, cool profile picture, by the way. Nice car. It was a great win. Smith Rowe was good and should start versus Liverpool, but I know it won't happen. Jesus was amazing. I don't know. I was getting really frustrated by Jesus. I was calling for him to be subbed off, honestly, before he scored. I was like, get Trossard on. But yeah, like, Jesus is always good. Like, he's a really technical footballer. He just frustrates me so much. Smith Rowe was good. I don't know whether he should start against Liverpool. As I said, I would probably be boring and start Jorginho. I don't know what you guys think. Fran Forest was poor tonight, let's be real. Yeah, I said that. They offered, like, nothing. I mean, in the preview show, I was saying they'll be happy for us to have the ball and then they're going to hit us on these fast breaks. And they got better in the second half. I don't know why they didn't. Maybe I think it was a game plan that they would get to half-time at 0-0. And in the second half, they brought on some of their more attacking players. And as I was saying, Taiwo Awoniyi has scored against us like the last 3 times we played them. And he scored again today. So I wasn't sure why he didn't start, for example. And also Elanga and was it Hudson-Odoi as well? I think it would have been a much more competitive game if they'd have played from the start. But then we also scored twice when they had those players on and they were trying to attack a bit more. I don't know, it was a weird one. But yeah, the first half, neither keepers, it was boring to be fair, the first half. Like neither keepers really had a save to make. But anyway, let's get into player ratings. So look, let's do this. Let's do this. Right, so Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. And yeah, please do hit the likes and we'll get into my favourite bit. So David Raya, what do we think? First half had absolutely nothing to do. Second half, I thought he played well. Like, I'm feeling a little more confident. I think he's settling into the role a little bit more. So for me, I'd give him maybe a 7. What do you guys think? You guys are always too keen giving the player ratings already. Unless you think anything differently, David Raya, I'm going to give a 7 to. I feel a lot more confident when he comes out to take crosses than Ramsdale does. I think he like catches the ball a little better. I think sometimes with Rambo, he'd be flapping around a little bit and there would be chaos. But when Raya comes out to claim a cross or a high ball or whatever you'd call it, a cross, I suppose, you feel very confident. And he really saved us. He saved this shot in the 92nd minute where they were all in our box and it was a really good save. We haven't seen many of those like hero moments from Raya, but 92nd minute, they were going to equalize. And it would have been very typical if they would have equalized and I'd be shouting all over the place. I'd be angry, but he made a really good save down to his right. It was a really quick like reflex save. So I thought he did really well. It's a 7 for me. Kira AFC victory, yes. Jesus was very good. Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe I didn't see Jesus' performance well then. Raya Sunshine 7, easy game for him. Do you think Raya over Aaron on Sunday? I think so. Yeah, I think so. We want to try and keep the crowd nice and calm. Like I'm not going to have Aaron Ramsdale, as much as I love him, like winding up the away support. And then like riling up Jurgen Klopp. No, let's keep it calm. Keep David Raya there. Fran Jesus was like a midfielder other than not a striker. And Odegaard hasn't got the vision to be a world-class creator. Yeah, Odegaard's he's not really taking like the leadership that he did sometimes last season. And Jesus, you're right. He was playing everywhere except up at striker for most of the game until he kind of got good again. Possession doesn't always win you games. 19 likes. Thank you, guys. You Brits with the Yank accent kills me every time. You should hear me like the whole game when Matt Turner's playing. You Brit. Well, I'll do it for you again sometime, Eros. Thank you. But 19 likes. Thank you so much, guys. So we'll give Raya a 7. Benjamin Orange, Ben Orange, as Posh Bertie calls him. All I've written is bit poor, bit meh, average. It was a really average game for Ben White. Like he didn't stand out for any good or bad reasons, really. So unless you guys disagree, I'm going to give Ben an average 5. No, 6. 5.5. 6. 5.5? 6? What do you guys think? Ben, 6 or a 7? Yeah, let's give him a 6.5 then. I think since we've got back from warm winter training, he's looked a little sharper, but he hasn't been the levels of last year, I don't think, especially not going forwards. But he did okay, and he didn't Gil also reckons a 5. Oh, sorry, a 5 for Ben. But he didn't have any howlers, so I don't know if that's a good way to rate whether a player did well or not. But I'm going to go with a 5.5 for Ben. Not a Ben 10. No, sadly not. He hasn't had a Ben 10 all season. It's sad times. Gil says it's like they're just going through the motions without actually believing they can score. The missed chances seem more exciting than frustrating for them. Yeah, it's like a game within a game, and in a way that's cool because oh look, the team's so dominant that they're just seeing how many times I don't know. It's like they're not really taking it seriously that you actually need to score a goal right now. I wonder whether it's Arteta seems to very much I don't know, it's all very coaching by praise and reinforcement and positive vibes, and it's oh, don't worry guys, you'll score in the end, you guys are so good, I love you guys, I love all my players, they're so talented. Where sometimes I feel I just want to slap them around the face and say this is not a joke, you need to go and score a goal, stop messing around. And they'd all be oh damn, okay. And then maybe actually hit the ball in the back of the net. Road to 900 is on. Yes, it is. Thank you. I believe that we're over 800. And please, no one, as a funny joke, please don't go and unsubscribe. I've worked really hard for 800. So thank you so much. And we'll do a really exciting post to say thank you and stuff. But I'm so happy about it. So thank you so much. It's all you guys and your support and getting involved and the comments and stuff. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, sorry if I've missed a few comments again. So you guys reckon, Bryce reckons, Fran, what you dropped now is broke, lol. Yeah, I kicked a bread bin and then it's a long story. But it's okay. It's not broken. Don't worry. So Bryce reckons Saliba 6, Saliba 8, Saliba 7. Should have had that ball before they scored. Yes, Saliba 6. So he played really well for most of the match, I thought. But then him and Zinny were equally culpable for, I think it was just a lack of concentration. It was 87th minute when they conceded. Awoniyi, sorry, I love his name. I don't know if I can say that, but I love his name. But I don't love playing against him because he scored against us the last 4 times we played them now. But yeah, they were both, I believe, trying to control a ball that had been crossed, and Saliba just completely missed it, and then Awoniyi controlled it and scored, and yeah, just not very good defending from Saliba. But that was kind of a lack of concentration moment. I don't think he had a poor game overall. Go with a 7.25 for Saliba. Yeah. So you did say, what made you go from 6 to a 7.25? You added a few points on there. We can see the worst goals at the worst possible moments as well. That goal was, I hope that they're all really annoyed with themselves that we did not need to concede. It was so against the run of play. And it's just so typical. It's so typical. I'm just glad that we'd already scored twice before we allowed something like that to happen. And I think if we were not in the lead, then the defenders wouldn't have been so complacent. So I'm not too worried about that, but it was just sloppy. So Saliba gets a 7. I'll go with a 7. Hold up, Anthony. You're getting ahead of it. You're getting ahead of yourself. He did play well. One mistake. You're right. I'm cynical. Don't worry. You're welcome here. I'm also very cynical. Bryce, welcome. Salman MCFC, Manchester City. A rival in the chat. A nice rival though, saying hello, Fran. Congratulations on the victory, and looking forward to Arsenal v Liverpool game at the weekend. As a City fan, make sure to help us. No, okay. If you make sure to help us too, and also get a job done on Liverpool, we'll both just get Liverpool out of the way. Then you and me, yeah. Arsenal, City, a little rematch of last season. Not that we really challenged towards the end of the season, but yeah, we'll try and get a job done for you on Sunday, don't worry. And then we'll get the job done at the Etihad. Yeah. I'm not sure about that, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. Thank you for joining us. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Everyone be nice to the nice Manchester City man. Right. So Gabriel didn't have a clanger, played just as well as Saliba. So if Saliba gets deducted a little bit for that crazy mistake, then it should mean, okay, I will give Gabriel an 8. Again, cruising through, being one of the best players in the team, I think. Hugely, hugely underrated. Ross, shut up, saying, football friends. No problem, we'll help you. Sweet, sweet. You're just laughing because it's like, yeah, you can. We'll have an Arsenal Man City title race. That's right, Arsenal fans. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. Sorry, Fran, I'm ahead. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. Gabriel 7.5. Or so you guys thought he was only about a 6 or a 7 or an 8? See, I didn't see him do anything particularly wrong, but I thought he was better than Saliba because Saliba made that mistake. So 7.5 or 8 seems fair, I think. Who are Man City playing this week? I forget. I think it's Burnley, isn't it? It's the Vincent Kompany, return of Vincent Kompany. Yes. It'd be nice if... Actually, no, you've been our friend, so I wish you all the best against Burnley. We want the best relationship with City. Yes, we do. Maybe they can give us some more of their second-hand players, please. Although it would have been nice if they'd have given us Cole Palmer. He would have... Imagine him in the left 8. If he could play the left... Could he play there? I think he plays kind of all across the front attacking midfield positions. Imagine Cole Palmer. That would be amazing. But anyway, so Gabriel... I like this guy. Gabriel, 7.7. Okay. As this lovely Manchester City fan is in the chat, and he's our friend now, our football friend, he reckons 7.7. So as a courtesy, we'll go with a 7.7. Oh no, Rene's ruined my mood saying, do you know Haaland is back against Burnley tomorrow? Oh no, it's got Haaland hat-trick written all over it. Luckily though, I'm pretty sure, no, he's not. No, Salah is still in my FPL because I haven't updated it since AFCON, so no, it's going really badly. Salmon says, Fran, I wanted Palmer to stay at the club. Honestly, I think it's still so insane that you let him go. He's so talented, but he wants more game time somewhere. I respect his decision. Yeah, hopefully you guys won't come to regret it because he looks so talented. And you say Haaland is not starting 11. He will come off the bench. Okay, my point still stands. Haaland hat-trick. Anyway, we'll stick with Gabriel, 7.7. And what about Zinchenko? I've seen some people saying that his game was absolutely awful. I thought he played great. This was a very Zinchenko-style game. I noticed he was pushing up really high and was threading passes kind of through the eye of a needle. I thought he was really good. Binu, what's up? I like your snazzy profile picture. Looking very cool. I hope you're doing well too. Really nice to see you. So Zinchenko, I thought he actually had a good game. It wasn't like outstanding, but maybe a similar level to Gabriel, Saliba, kind of 7.5. Yeah, it would have. Oh, but I forgot. He also really messed up though in that little sloppy moment where Nottingham Forest then conceded. Scored. Arsenal conceded. So he played really well, but then his defensive frailties shone through. Again, obvious for all to see. And Salman in the chat, you guys you knew what you were doing when you were giving us Zinchenko and Jesus. Although Jesus did score today for once. But yeah, 5.5. Zinchenko slows the play too much. You reckon a 6 out of 10. Do you miss him, Man City fans? Zinny 3, never good enough. Zinny 4.5. Bryce says 6, led the attack. He did lead the attack. Few good defensive moments, but error led to the goal. Zinny 7, he looks better going forward. Stick him in midfield. This is the thing. Stick him in midfield. A bit like moving Granit Xhaka forward. Because Xhaka was making all these defensive mistakes. He moved him forward a little bit. And then suddenly he was like a different player. Problem is, though, at the moment, there's no one else fit enough, apart from Kivior, who again I didn't think got enough minutes. It would have been nice to see Kiwior come on maybe 70th minute to get some match sharpness, get match fitness, get psychologically ready to play if we need him. But yeah, Zinchenko is having to play there because no one else who's up to the level is kind of fit at the moment, which makes me wonder again why we bought in Kiwior when he's not like kind of up to the standards yet. But no, I didn't miss Zinny or Jesus. That says it all, guys. We're hearing it from the horse's mouth, from a Manchester City fan saying he didn't miss Zinny or Jesus. You really miss Gundogan and Mahrez, though. That says it all. That does say it all. I wonder if you guys would have sold us one of those two. Don't think so. I still can't believe Mahrez isn't with you guys. That's crazy. And Gundogan, actually. It's weird seeing him not in your strip. But yeah, no Z, just Zinchenko. What is that? Zinchenko. Okay, we'll just call him Zinchenko. Held up the player when we're attacking. So you guys seem to think Zinny slows it down a little bit too much. But I wouldn't say that was just Zinny, though. I would say like the whole team, they get the ball and it feels like they have 100 years to make a pass. And I just want a little bit more urgency from all of them. AJ is not happy about that, saying we bought 2 Manchester City rejects. End of. Yeah, Arteta seems to believe that he can get these players that haven't been world class and kind of transform them and reinvigorate them, like Havertz and Zinny and Jesus. And I don't know, I don't know if you're really that guy, Mikel. Why not just get some players that are actually at the levels already? We've still spent like huge money. Why not just get a few players that are already there, you know, rather than kind of bargain hunting, getting people's rejects and hoping that you can turn them into world-class players, you know? The Tierney thing still makes no sense. Yeah, that one's really, really frustrating. Really frustrating. DJ Smokey, welcome, saying get them out. Get who out? The players, the coaching staff. Actually, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we did see Edu sat in the stands. So I hope Edu went backstage, what am I doing? Into the dressing room and just said, like, what was that? Like, what was that? And the players are just sat there, like, stunned. They're going, what, Edu? What was what? Where were the goals? What were you doing? Do you know that you're supposed to be scoring goals? I'd have liked to see Edu just go off on, like, a weird rant at them. Like, why are you not shooting? That would be comedy genius. So F says Zinny 7 looked good, but tired of him losing concentration and costing us goals. You're so right. It's so annoying. Ben White got onto him after full time. Even the players are getting tired of it. I didn't see that. Maybe Ben White will have to go up in my player ratings then, because I'm glad that he's done that to Zinny. Fran, I was hearing Mikel Arteta was interested in Gundogan last summer, but he wanted to play in a club in Spain like Barcelona. Okay, I mean, you hear that Arsenal are interested in a lot of players, but we barely get any of them really through the door. Rice is the only like top target that we've gone for and actually got done. So anyway, you guys reckon Zinny? I'm going to give him a 6.5. I think that's everyone in defence. And now Declan. What did we think of Declan's game? You were saying Joey Essex gets a 6. Yeah, so we'll move Ben White up to 6 because he gave Zinchenko the hairdryer treatment at full time. I like to see that from Ben White. I like it. So Declan Rice, it was a bit of a weird performance from Rice. I didn't think it was his absolute best. And I've got this theory actually that Declan Rice like performs much better when it's like squeaky bum time. And you guys will know what I mean. When they're like completely under the cosh and we're getting shots fired at us from every angle he's having to make, like last ditch saves off the goal line, that's when Rice like comes alive. I think it's almost like he's in this team where he's got all this possession and now it's just like he doesn't really know what to do with himself. He's like, where's the threat? So yeah, I do think he's still got a ways to go in terms of like really being confident enough to show how good he is when a team has got possession. I want to see him show a bit of his defensive leadership, but when we've got the ball, in terms of like choosing to make a huge run down the middle of the centre of the pitch, I would love to see that. We've seen it once or twice this season, and he's got these massive long strides. He just eats up the pitch. but I'm not really seeing enough. He seems a little timid, like he's not really coming out of his shell. You know, when we're not like completely under fire, he's like, it's like he's got trauma from being like at West Ham and stuff. But no, it's okay. Like, we've got possession, Declan. Like, come and join in, come and attack, you know, chill for a second. So Deckers gets an 8. Yeah, I'll give it that. Like, I suppose even on not his best game, you're saying all 3 midfielders get 7s. That seems pretty fair, actually. Gunners for life. That's it, Larry. Welcome to the chat. I love that energy. My fellow AJ, 35 will never be good enough. There's another AJ. I love how you called them my fellow AJ. 35 will never be good enough. Oh no, there's a battle between the AJs. No. Sorry, let me calm down. I thought Zinchenko was arguably our best player. That's what I thought as well. I thought he was really good. But I think the problem is, fellow AJ, that people are annoyed, and I'm quite annoyed about the fact that he had that moment of lacking concentration, which along with Saliba, and then conceded a goal. Like, he was having such a great game. He was threading these amazing passes, but then again just switches off for that one moment, and it's just quite annoying. Edu probably said, remember, top 4 is the aim. Do not. All 3 midfielders get 7. I reckon that's pretty fair. Rice 6, he's changed. Mikel's fault. Woohoo! Hot take. I mostly miss Mahrez 2015-16 season vibes. Yeah. No, I don't. Well, I suppose we weren't really competing then anyway, so we could just admire from afar. Oh no! There's another AJ. Oh, it's hotting up. So AJ then replies saying, my fellow AJ, I thought he did well. Don't get me wrong. I love how polite this argument is. I can see why people want a different type of fullback. I do want Tomiyasu and Timber back. Yeah, very fair, very fair. I think the AJ matter is settled. Love from Minnesota, USA. Oh, awesome. Got a USA City fan. Might have to make me do my USA accent if you're feeling lucky, but I'll spare you that for now. F saying, good point about Rice. Never thought about it like that. Thank you. Guess it shows he's naturally clutch, I guess. Still think he needs to improve his forward game, though. Rice 6. Wouldn't it be nice to see him doing a bit more clutch forward stuff? Like, just doing mad shots from, like, the midfield and stuff. Yeah, that's what I think. Get a bit of that clutch, like, defensive madness and convert that into the forward play. Once you got that, then, whoa, you got a player. So Salmon also said, we missed out on Declan Rice, but I'm happy we got Kovacic for 25 million. He was sensational last game against Spurs. He's getting better and better. Yeah, he had, like, at the beginning of the season when I saw Kovacic there, I was kind of thinking, like, what did Pep kind of see in this guy? Like, he seems pretty average, but as most players do under Pep, like, he manages to unlock them, doesn't he? And as you say, he's getting better and better. Whereas it feels like with Arteta, unless they're, like, perfect for the role he's got in mind for them, he's kind of struggling, like, to develop players who have come in looking pretty average, as you say, like Kovacic. For example, that would be a Vieira, although, like, he's not quite the standard Kovacic. I'm not really seeing Arteta bring in players like Vieira or Kivior or Lakonga, guys like that who are kind of threshold and then, like, grow them into the team. And I think part of that is because he doesn't rotate them enough. Like, he sees that they're not up to the standard and doesn't trust and give them the minutes, whereas I think Pep continues to play them kind of into form. But it's weird, though, because Arteta does it with some players, like with Havertz, for example. And we will talk about Kai Havertz. I want to see Rice and Partey together. Oh, please, it would be a Rice party. Egg fried, special fried. Binu saying Deckers is our spine in that midfield right now. The Liverpool game should probably be Rice/Partey double pivot, and we must be on top of our game to get that win. Yes, we absolutely must. I don't know if Partey will be fit though. He wasn't even on the bench. So I would probably say maybe Rice and Jorginho, just so, like, we've got some stability in midfield. Otherwise, Liverpool are just going to rip our midfield apart. I'm not going to lie. Oh, there are neighbours as well. Bryce says, Wisconsin, USA. Hi, neighbour. Whoa, that's so cool. End the stream, Fran. It's kicking off between the AJs. Stop. End the stream. AJs, you guys need to calm down. I'm kidding. They're so cute. They've just gone, no beef, I promise. And the other AJ went, me and AJ are cool. We're only joking. You guys are the best. Don't worry. Abraham, what's up? Saying with him and Partey, it will be bomb. Yes, it will. It's just so frustrating that it hasn't happened. And I'm getting like, are you still going to rely on Partey for next season? Like, are you just going to gamble that Partey's going to be fit next season? I don't know. I don't think you can. Like, I don't know. The Partey injury thing is just so unfortunate. Fran, actually, there's more Arsenal fans here in Minnesota. Interesting. Well, it's okay because you're better than Arsenal at the moment. So you may be few, but you are mighty. Okay, bye. Take care of yourself and have a good day. You too, Renee. Thank you for joining us tonight. And as always, best of luck to Leicester in whichever game for them is next. And I will draw Vardy for you soon. Everyone's cool in the fan room. That is true, actually. You guys are very cool. Like, for such a crazy corner of the internet as is like Arsenal football and just Premier League football fans in general, you guys are actually very cool. So yeah, no, very rarely do we get like a complete troll. Everyone's very nice, so thank you. Anyway, Emile, we've got an hour through the stream and haven't spoken about Emile yet. First of all, just how fantastic. I mean, every time Emile got the ball, I was just shouting, Emile, which I'm sure is normal behavior. But what I really wrote, that he was just doing the basics well. He came in, he wasn't doing anything too spectacular, too outstanding. I don't think he was wanting to take many risks. He came in and he was just doing the basics well, controlling the ball, offloading it. I would have liked to have seen him like make a few more runs, a few more dribbles, a few more dribbles, some of that Emile kind of magic dust that we know he has. But it's his first start in how long since the injury, you know? So for him to come in and just do the basics well, I think I'm actually really happy with. I don't know about you guys. Hopefully Arteta won't see it as like, he didn't take his chance and I'm not going to give him a start again. He wasn't outstanding. Hopefully he'll see it as like, he came in, he did the basics well. He didn't like look way worse than everyone else. And for someone coming back from such a long injury, you know, that was a really good start for him, I think. And I think sometimes Arteta wants these players to come in and be outstanding or else they get benched. But like sometimes you just got to do the basics well, not let the team down, and then build from there in the next match. So let me know what you guys thought of Emile Smith-Rowe, but I would say a 6 maybe a 5 if I was being really harsh. It did look like the game kind of caught up with him in the second half and he was looking tired, he was looking leggy, but I mean, what do you expect? I mean, I'll be making excuses for Emile like till I go blue in the face. That guy is like my favorite. So I'll give him a 6. Fran, we are selling Bernardo Silva in the summer. He wants to join Barcelona to reunite with Gundogan and Cancelo. Would you take him to Arsenal? Is that a question? Of course I would. Of course I would. Over Kai Havertz. How about we swap him for Havertz? Yeah? Kovacic winning the battle of the ex-Chelsea rejects. Imagine if that was like some weird like fight show and they were all just in a ring and it was like a fight to the death. So yeah, Kovacic would be winning. Havertz would just kind of be like running away. Sorry, Havertz. J2O second, maybe. Imagine that, like no weapons allowed, just fight to the death of the Chelsea rejects. That would be interesting. Interesting to see what Fran thinks of ESR. I'm interested to see what you think of ESR. All of you with the side-eye comments. I honestly believe we will see Partey at right back. Oh, if after all this time we finally get Partey back and he puts him at right back, that will be enough for me. That will be me done. End the stream. Pep wants to replace Bernardo with Lucas Paqueta. Paqueta, West Ham, I believe. Very good. Joshua Kimmich, don't know. I think it's Joshua. Don't know too much about them. But if Pep wants to do it, then it's probably going to be excellent. I'm off to sleep now. It's 4:30 here in India. Take care, Fran. Oh my gosh. take care to you too. I hope you managed to get some sleep. Oh my goodness. Maybe you can sleep to my gentle tones. I'm joking. I get too enthusiastic, I think. But I hope you sleep really well. And huge respect to you and the USA fans, just everyone who's not watching in England and you're watching crazy hours of the day. I have so much respect for you guys. You're the real fans, the real ones. So we did 3-1 against Swans. Yes, Leicester. Yes, I love that. Well done. ESR's first game, I'd give him a 5 out of 10. Were you watching, Salmon, kind of hoping that we would slip up? Or are you actually like not that, like, are you just not that bothered about Arsenal? Do you just secretly think like, oh, well, they're not going to challenge anyway, so whatever happens, happens? I'd have hoped that you'd be watching like, come on, Forest, these are our rivals. But I don't know. Be interesting to hear what you think. ESR 5, I really like him, but he needs to do more if he wants that left day. Yes, completely agree. Great to see ESR, says Gil, but I feel Mikel's put unnecessary pressure on him by mismanaging him. 10.5. 10.5? That's not a rating. Give us Odegaard. Oh, Odegaard would be so good for you guys. Oh my gosh. KDB is 33 next year. I don't want Havertz near my club. Probably Pep couldn't even turn around Havertz's form, I imagine. Question Fran, what's the ESR rumours to Lazio? I think there's nothing in it. Why would he play him? Oh my gosh, please don't say he's played him. You're making me think now, Ravi. Please don't say he's played him in order to now be able to sell him. No, I doubt there's anything in it. I mean, all we've heard recently is like how EMILE deserves more game time from Arteta, and now he's finally given him a start. So for me, if I'm feeling optimistic, it's genuinely been that he's been performing really well since his injury. He's been getting some minutes off the bench, and now he's finally got a start, and hopefully that'll be him becoming a more concrete member of our, first team squad. So I hope that there's nothing in that. You want Odegaard, 120 million, please? Yeah, come on, hand it over. We'll probably give Odegaard away on a free. You know how Edu likes to roll. Hey, Hugo, big up. Come on, you Gunners. Fran is Miss Worldwide. Thank you. I've never left Europe, but we'll go with it. Surprised Binny didn't fall asleep during the game. Yeah, during the first half especially. Fran, I have no hate for Arsenal. They're a great team. I hate Liverpool and Man United the most. Don't we all? But yeah, especially you guys. Of course, Man United. The rivalry is legendary. Hey, Jordan, I didn't see you there. What's up? How are you doing, Jordan? Are you excited for the big game this weekend? Do you think Arsenal can get the job done against Liverpool? I don't know. But anyway, please do hit the likes. AJ saying huge congratulations on 812 subs. Guys, that's massive. Thank you so much. It's growing so quickly recently. I thank you so much. I don't know why you want to sit here and listen to me. I do tend to go off on tangents. So let's get back onto the tangent, away from the tangent. So we'll give ESR, you guys are thinking 6, 5. He didn't really, as you say, take the opportunity like with both hands outstretched, but I think he just needs like to grow a little bit in confidence. Not everyone's going to come in and just, as I say, be outstanding. He came in, he did the basics well. He wasn't outstanding, but I thought it was good from him, so we'll give him a 6. So Gil says, if you can't sleep, just count our passes. Yep. Fran, for you, does Trossard do better coming off the bench? He does, and I hate that. I think he's a lot more intense when he comes off the bench because he has a point to prove or something, but he just needs to translate that performance to his starts. And then, we're good to go. He plays so well when he comes off the bench. It's really frustrating that he doesn't do that when he starts. So Odegaard, what are we saying? AJ, thank you. We gained one in the last minute. I'm doing a preview on Saturday. You free, Fran? I will let you know. My life's pretty chaotic at the moment, but I'll check WhatsApp and let you know. I don't know if you guys were there the other day when I showed you my phone, but yeah, I don't have a working phone at the moment, so it's all kind of stressful, but I will have a look. And everyone subscribe to Jordan's channel, loveliest guy, if you have not already. Hey, Prince Fuad, what's up? My favourite Welshman. He's come in with a bang saying Martin Odegaard was shocking. Shocking? I don't know. So, all right, what did I think about Odegaard? He he got a pre-assist. I still don't think that he is showing like the levels of leadership to be a captain. To me, he does not look like the captain on that pitch. He looks like just a member of the team. You know, he doesn't stand out to me as a captain. If you looked at that team and you were a Martian and someone asked you, who do you think's the captain there? I would maybe say Saka. Rice didn't really stand out too much today, but maybe like Gabriel. I know it's a different kind of captain. It's leading by example. It's someone who like doesn't speak up to the manager. It's someone who works really hard, like gives 100% for the shirt, that kind of thing. But I think they need more of a captain who like is just going to yell at them. I would love to see Big Gabriel Magalhaes being captain. I think that would be great. So just average for me, average. I'd have to kind of watch again to really see, but it seemed like he kept the ball ticking over, kept possession. He didn't shoot nearly enough again. It was quite a typical Martin Odegaard of this season performance. Death by 1,000 passes, barely ever takes a shot or seems to want to score a goal, which we know he can do really well, but has kind of left his game a little bit this season. Pre-assists, come on, Fran. I've got to try. Big up Prince Fuad every time. Exactly. I think I know what Fuad thinks of Martin Odegaard. So yeah, I would probably give him maybe a 6. It was just pretty average from him. Odegaard 7 out of 10, says Salman. AJ says 3. Damn. And you also say that you would take the armband off him. 31 likes as well. Guys, it's flying. Thank you so much. Martin Odegaard was shocking. Ravi says Liverpool will be ready to pounce. There will be no Jordan basketball from Odegaard. Oh no, if he does, it deserves a red card. Lol. That's the thing though. You make me scared when you say Liverpool will be ready to pounce. That's the thing, because if we have against Nottingham, it was fine. Like their attack wasn't working today, but you guys have the best attacking stats in the league. So if and when we do give the ball away, we're not going to be able to have 80% possession against Liverpool. And Liverpool, I get the feeling that you guys would love for us to try and attack you and keep the ball, and then you guys will hit us at pace on the break. And when you guys try and do it, like it's more than likely that you will score. You're ready to pounce. Like Liverpool will be properly ready to pounce. And I want to see us do something similar to what we did to Man City earlier on the season, which is actually not try and control the game and in fact be quite sit back, don't like overcommit, don't over attack, let Liverpool try and come to us and then us hit you on the break, you know. But we'll have so much to talk about this week in terms of building up to the Liverpool game. It's so exciting. But yeah, so Odegaard 6. Odegaard does better playing with Rice or Partey. Yes. I think Partey unlocks Odegaard more when playing together. I do think that too. He's not looked as good this season. But I hate players that are dependent on having, like, so many of our players, it seems to be dependent on having just the right combination of people around them. They should be good enough to stand on their own 2 feet, like, regardless of who's playing around them. If the people playing around you are worse, then I expect you to step up and, like, look like the best player in the game. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be like that you need all these players. I have to go, Fran. It's nice to be here on your channel. I hope to see you with a smiley face on the weekend when you beat Liverpool. Okay, that makes 2 of us. Look, we're in agreement. Thank you so much. I love it when rival fans jump in the chat. It's nice to hear your take on things. And yeah, I really enjoyed talking to you. Minnesota Man City fan. How crazy what YouTube allows you to do. Very nice to meet you, and I'll see you soon. Lol, Liverpool ain't losing on Sunday. Get out of here, Ravi. It could happen. Jota will be hard to stop. But you got to remember, we have a banging back line, you know? Well, apart from our fullbacks. But in terms of Gabriel, Saliba and Declan, that's really hard to... And Declan, when he's, as I say, when Declan's under pressure, Declan goes superhuman. So yeah, I don't know. I've got some faith in our defence when they're actually concentrating. So Martin Odegaard, -1. Prince Fuad. Come on, be serious. So I thought you liked Odegaard. What's happened? Last season, you were like bigging everyone up. What's going on? So let's give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 6. I'm not going to give him a -1. Let's do a couple. Let's finish off the player ratings, then we'll just have a bit of a general chat about the game and maybe a little bit of a chat about Liverpool. How does that sound? So anyway, Bukayo. First of all, he scored. So he scored on the 71st minute. And it was more of a counter-attacking style goal. Odegaard did this pre-assist, passed it to Jesus, who then did this beautiful cross, and Saka did a fantastic finish. And again, though, we're kind of seeing like Saka does great when he's got a bit more space, same as Martinelli, but is still kind of adapting. And he said this himself, to having to play against 2 or 3 players like double, tripling up on him. And when there's loads of players like in the opposition box, I'm not seeing much creativity from him. Trying to like he's falling into the death by 1,000 passes trap too. They're all doing it. Hey, Bravy's saying big up, Fran. Always good to watch your vibrant, vibesy channel. I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you. What a cool comment. Anyway, so let me know what you thought about Saka. So he did score this goal, but again, I am kind of concerned about his, first of all, goal scoring in general this season. He's still top goal scorer, amazing, but playing against low blocks, teams that are more defensive, he still hasn't quite worked it out yet. And I was watching like Vinny Jr., Bellingham and stuff as a kind of example, and they really just kind of, there's no easy way to get around that problem. It's just like putting in a few more tricks, you sometimes have to beat 2 or 3 men at a time and then take the shot. That's why it's so difficult to be like one of the best attackers. Like the best attackers in the world have to deal with that. Like they get so much congestion when they're trying to shoot, and Saka is still kind of trying to work that out. So not his best game, and I feel like he looks up, he sees that there are like 6 attacks in front of him, and he just passes it to the side. He doesn't try and dribble in there or take a shot and then cause some chaos, maybe try and get a deflection. He just looks up and goes, oh, there's no way I can get through that bunch of defenders, and then pass it back to Odegaard. So I want to see a bit more bravery from him, He wasn't looking like too decisive. I want more creativity from Saka. Again, he's just doing the pass, in my opinion. As you say, AJ, Saka 6, apart from the goal, did nothing. Saka 6, agrees Gil. Ravi, Liverpool fan perspective, says, Fran, what Arsenal need to be in games is not predictable with some of the play and taking too many touches to score the perfect goals. Thank you. If a rival fan can see it, then why has it happened all season, Saka, 10 GA in 29 games. This season he's been poor. I believe he needs dropping. That's part of the problem, though. This whole season we've been saying Saka's not quite been himself. He doesn't have any competition. Apart from Reece Nelson, who's not real competition because he's never played. Like, Saka's not going to feel under threat with someone that gets 2 minutes every 10 games, You just don't want Saka to be burnt out. Arsenal have to get a striker by summer. Yeah, totally. I'd love more than anything to get like a right-sided attacker to give Saka some competition. Saka's just going to stagnate if he's got no one pushing his level. So, again, not his best game today. He did get a score. He did get a score. Yeah, he scored. And he also had a shot on target. Yay! That's like almost as good as a goal for this Arsenal team. Like, he had a shot on target. Because so few of our players, if you're a rival fan, actually take a shot, let alone get it on target. So, but still, I'm not really seeing like that real thirst for goal that we saw last season. Like, I'm not really seeing that from any of our players. Any team sport, I'm sure you guys have played with certain attackers where it's just like they live and breathe scoring goals. And I'm not seeing that hunger. Like, we even saw it in like touches from like Awoniyi. He always scores against us. But our guys, like, they don't seem too fussed about scoring goals. Like, you should live and breathe that, They don't seem to really care. Or like maybe it's just the way they're coached. But I want to see more hunger. Like, come on, score. Scoring is everything. Football is life. That's from Ted Lasso, if you don't know. So yeah, not his best. Let's give him a 6.5. 6.5, 7. Yeah, I'll give him something like that. I agree, a 6, says Fuad. Saka too greedy. If he puts the ball through to Trossard or Eddie, it's 3-0 Arsenal. Yeah, you're right. He's apologised, then we conceded a goal. I missed that. I'm going to have to watch that again. So Saka, like, screwed up and then apologised, then we conceded. I missed that. Are you on whose channel is it? Kyle. Who's the guy? What's his name? He always comes in the chat. He's like, "What's the bleeding story?" Del Boy. Are you on Del Boy's match reaction? I don't know if you guys have seen if Del Boy has done one. I love his channel, and normally Fuad's on there. I've seen you do a couple of streams actually, Fuad, recently. So we'll need to link up again soon. But yeah, thank you for coming and saying hello. At the moment, I'm doing more solo stuff, and then soon it's going to be collaboration station once I've built my channel up a little bit. So you'll be first on the list, my friend. I can imagine Saka crying in the dressing room. Oh my God, to Mikel saying, "I don't like it when players double up on me." That's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh. George, hello, welcome back, saying, if it wasn't for Saka's brilliant performance and scoring, the Gunners would be on the other side of the fence. You're right. You're right. I think I am probably a bit harsh on Saka because I just want to see him recover that like electric form from last season, you know. And I'm probably being harsh, to be fair. Like, as you say, he's got more goals and assists than anyone in our team. Amazing goal from him. So yeah, I like you, George. You offer some balance. Saka was at his best performance. Keep it absolutely up and high. I'd have liked to seen a few more shots from him, a few more shots from everyone else. But yeah, maybe I am being a little bit too harsh. As AJ says, though, in terms of competition for Saka, we need Pedro Neto so badly. Yes, he would be incredible competition for Saka. Yeah, I don't know which other names. Like, I'd have to probably look and like find out who else I think we should bring in. Maybe it's because I don't play like Football Manager or FIFA and stuff. I just don't know like all these names that some people seem to know, and I don't know so much about all these players. But anyway, so Saka, we'll give him a 6, 7. He did score. I'm being a bit harsh. I'll give him a 7. And what about Gabriel Jesus? And I would just add about Saka, actually, another game where he hasn't looked absolutely electric again. Like, he struggled when being faced with like 3 or 4 players in front of him, but he still managed to get a goal. So again, not performing at his absolute best in terms of like on the eye, and maybe that's because of the way that people are defending against him, but again, he still managed to get a goal. Right place, right time, baby. What do we think about Jesus? And this is going to be a really interesting one because I was so annoyed by Jesus, but then I came on this stream and you guys were saying like he's player of the match and he won player of the match. But for me personally, I was so frustrated. I was so frustrated by him all game. I think the fact that we had no shots on target despite having so much possession, I tend to kind of like blame our number 9, you know, like, you're the striker. We were getting so many headers going into our box and Jesus was just getting none of them. He looked like a little toddler compared to, as I was saying, like these man-mountain like orcs that were the Forest defenders. And then when he finally did decide to take a shot or get hold of the ball, he was like 2 or 3 yards out and hit the post. And I had enough. I was like, get him off, like get Trossard on. I've had enough. Get someone who can score a goal. And he's the player that I'm talking about, where it's like, where's your hunger to score a goal? But having said that, he did in fact score a goal and an assist. The goal was a Matt Turner, like, you're welcome, Gabby, as Matt Turner like slipped. There you go, bro. Yeah, so really sloppy from Turner, but Jesus took the shot, you know, he scored a goal and then he does a really good assist to Saka. And I think Jesus might be the kind of player, like false 9, who needs like a actual clinical goal scorer to work with. Like, when Jesus is able to assist players, then he's really, really good. Like, I could see him like slapping in the left 8 role. And then if we actually had like a clinical striker instead of him up front, but then that like change, the whole system is meant to be that he like provides assists to Saka and Martinelli and guys like that. So I don't know. He's not a clinical goal scorer, but that's by design. And so I'd have to kind of look at Arteta really and go like, what is this? Like, why have we got a system with no out and out striker? We're making so many chances, but no one seems to want to score a goal. So I'm interested to see what you guys thought of Jesus. Colin Williams saying, stat of the day, Jesus has never lost a Premier League game in which he scored. I need to get out more. That's actually a madness of a stat. I just wish he would score more goals then. If we just need him to score, I mean, perhaps we wouldn't have lost the games that we have this season. Frank, huge congratulations on 814 subs. No way! We're getting so close to 1K now. Thank you so much. And do subscribe if you have not already. If you like talking about football and just general vibes, God, then please do subscribe. Start of the day, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I've read that already. Thank you very much for your comment, Colin. Thank you for all your comments, everyone. Neto or Olise or Kubo would be the 3 right wingers I would want. Neto definitely, Olise definitely. I don't know too much about Kubo, so I'll have to look into him. But you really know your ball, AJ. I respect it. F saying, Jesus was better today performance-wise. Everyone knows he hasn't been on it, but his GA does not lie. Great finish as well with this week for Odegaard. Should take notes. Lol. Saka 6.5. Yes, I think I settled on a 7 for Saka. Oh right, no, you were rating Saka. Everyone knows he hasn't been on it, but as you say, yeah, he hasn't been playing great, but he's still got the most goals and assists out of everyone in the team. So, yeah, we will call our show PFPF show. Prince Fuad, Princess Fran. I love you, Fuad. That was such a sweet comment. Then you just said Jesus causes depression. You make me laugh so much. That would be such a good show. That would be such a good show. You're so sweet. Thank you. AJ said Jesus causes depression. That's a semi. Gabriel Jesus is not good enough at striker. We need to move him to the wing and buy 2 strikers this summer. I would totally take 2 strikers. I'm getting so fed up of this false 9 thing. And I think it's funny because like Arteta was taught under Pep, so he's obviously come through thinking like, oh, false 9's the way to go. And then as soon as like Arteta went his own way, then Pep just decided like, enough of that, like it's time to bring Haaland in. And at that point, Arteta's already working with like the false 9 thing, and yeah, it's kind of like Pep went, sucker. But anyway, as for tonight, 6 for the assist, but should have had 2 or 3 tonight. Yeah, he's just no like. He's not getting the numbers at all. As Gil says, Jesus, give me strength, or Jesus, give me strength. It's like what Curtis says. He's everywhere but in the box. And when he is, he's missing sitters. He plays when he wants, 7. Yeah, he needs to give his head a wobble, honestly. It's just, for me, it was damning when he said, scoring goals is not my strength. And I've explained that to you guys before, but that mentality is the problem. George saying Saka was the most exceptional player of the match who delivered goals for Gunners on his own. Yes, I love it. I love it. Saka did do really well, and it was so nice to see him score. Turner saved Jesus today. Still, goals and assists that won us the game. Can't argue with that. And man of the match. We still need a Tony Osman type striker, though, 100%. Yeah, imagine Jesus and then like a numbers striker. Big shot Brighton losing. I know, right? What was the final score? 4-0. Yeah, Brighton have really had a bit of a wobble kind of recently there. Yeah, not kind of matching up to their form of last season. They don't look quite as threatening. But yeah, that was crazy. And then even more football tomorrow, Liverpool, Chelsea. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just so glad that the Prem is back. I'm so glad. Because tonight I'll now go and listen to loads of Arsenal podcasts, and then after that I'll go and listen to previews for all of the matches tomorrow. It just, nothing beats it, honestly. Watkins and Tony, please, that wins us titles. Yeah, Watkins. Big up Luton. After the 4-3, I've kind of become a fan of them. Their stadium is jokes, pure football heritage. Happy for them. Hope they stay up. Honestly, they're class. Everything about Luton, I love them too. Like walking through people's back gardens to get to the stadium, like the vibes of the crowd, the fact that I was like, do you think that the coach, like the Man City coach, has to like find some like street parking? Do you think they've even got like an actual car park, or they just have to pull up by the side of the kebab shop and then the players have to get out? Honestly, it's mad. I would love to go to that stadium. And anyway, one more player to rate and then we can just chat for a little bit. Martinelli. So Martinelli actually kind of disappointing for me. It would have been nice to see him score. He did score a double. He scored a brace last game. I didn't think this was really the game for him. he's so much better when he has a bit more space to work with. I don't know. I didn't think he had much of an impact. So Martinelli for me, he just didn't have as much of an impact as I would have hoped. So I'd probably give him a 5.5. I thought when Trossard came on, Trossard looked amazing. He did more than Martinelli did like the whole game, in my opinion. I thought Martinelli was pretty absent. So for me, Martinelli will get a 5.5. AJ says De Zerbi is so overrated in my view. If Liverpool get him, they will go backwards. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Like, go for it. Like, if I'd be happy to do that. Like, by all means, get De Zerbi, and I think that says everything, really. Prince Fuad saying it's always a pleasure seeing Princess Fran, gorgeous face on YouTube. Keep it up, young lady. Oh, I love you, man. You're so nice. Next time I'm doing a battle in Wales, I'll let you know again. I'll have to meet you. If you guys don't know, Ollie Watkins is an Arsenal fan. I heard that. I don't know if he's like the levels though. Like, is he like good enough? Maybe I need to watch him a little bit more. I kind of want to be going like getting someone who's way better than Jesus, you know? Martinelli 5.5. Yes, I agree, Gil. Dusan coming in the summer, I think, because Arteta likes him. Let's see Dusan's numbers this year. Dusan Vlahovic stats. So this year, that's not too bad. He's had 12 goals in 20 matches. That's good. And 3 assists as well. Last year, he had just 10 goals in 27 matches. So, yeah, he is doing good this season. He seems like a bad cold that never goes away. Every transfer season, I'm linked with Dusan Vlahovic. I don't know. I'd have to really watch him a bit more, but it seems that Arteta does like him. Fran, Nketiah or Chris Wood? Chris Wood. Chris Wood's got like the most. He's got like 8 goals. He's got more. He's the highest goal scorer out of both Arsenal and Nottingham Forest. Eddie's on like 5. So yes, Chris Wood for me. Isn't Chris Wood like massive as well? We could have done with Chris Wood when we were putting like 1 million crosses into the box that were going 5 meters above Jesus's head for the whole first half. So yeah, let me know if you'd rather Nketiah. I did, though. I will give him credit. Enjoying Nketiah's interview on that podcast this week. I can't remember the name of the podcast, but he's got a really good, good head on his shoulders, you know. So yeah, Nabil, new name in the chat. Hello. Says Watkins and Tony are getting old and cost a lot. Sign Vlahovic or Artin Dovbyk. Yeah, definitely. But I don't know, I wouldn't mind with all the amount of players that, for one season, getting a player that's done all his development, is there and is ready to go, like a Tony, rather than another project player that needs a year or two to really bang. I'd love to see, with this team that we've got and all the chances we're creating, maybe next season bring in a Tony that's gonna actually put away some of these chances. Then you can win a league. Do you know what I mean? Rather than another project player. I think you get young players and build them up, but then you need 1 or 2 final ingredients to get it to the next level. Like with Klopp, he then added, what was it, Van Dijk and I think Salah, and those two, I don't know. It's really hard to know, but I would personally like just a finished striker product. Just put him in there, he'll bang goals, and maybe we'll win the league. But yeah, I like your suggestions. I do. Yeah. Vlahovic has got really good numbers this season. I don't know too much about Dovbyk, but I like your suggestions. Ball, my friend. Martinelli was average 5. Watch your last stream and you've got a new viewer. Like your energy. Keep up the good work. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm amazed that you liked my stream from the last one. I was so unwell, but thank you so much. Yeah, I love Arsenal. So that's cool that comes through. Thank you very much. That's a lovely comment, Nabil. F says, if Arteta leaves, I wouldn't want De Zerbi, that's for sure. Experienced winning coach is what we need. I think Liverpool will get Xabi Alonso. Yeah, that's true. That's what I said the other day. If we get Arteta, I think, if Arteta goes, I think it would be nice to bring in a coach that's been there and done it, so we don't start a whole new process. I think that would just be such a shame, because we'd we'd miss the opportunity to go and achieve something with all of the players that we've got. Nabil says Prem proven is always the best move. Definitely a really good move. Like, you do get a risk. It's high risk but high reward bringing in really talented players from Europe. Like, it can sometimes just like flop massively, but if you get it right, then you get like an Henry or something like that. Arsenal Analyzed, what's up? I haven't seen your name for ages. Great channel, by the way, guys. Do subscribe to him if you haven't. Cool new logo, by the way, too. Says, evening, Fran. It's been a while. I hope all is well with you. Likewise. Keep smashing the live shows, and people don't forget to smash the like button. Oh, you legend. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well too. We must link up soon. So AJ says Tony would cost 50 plus Ollie Watkins would be another 50, 60. Best 110 million pounds the club could spend. Yep, I agree. It's not actually too much money. 35 likes. Thank you, guys. Callum, what's up? Huge congratulations on 815 subs. Guys, thank you. It's flying tonight. Thank you so much. Guna Gargamel, hello, says not impressed with that win against Forest. I prefer a 2-0. We're rubbish against Forest. Yeah. I mean, the most important stat is the 3 points for me. But it was very frustrating. I will agree. It was so frustrating. And I don't think any of our players were really outstanding. But we got the job done. But we cannot be this wasteful. Like, the problem is we weren't even getting shots on target. I'm just so happy we got the 3 points there. It very easily could have gone the other way. So, yeah. But, you know, Nabil says, AJ, that's true, but it's always going to cost more. Plus, if you buy from other Prem teams, you're giving them money to sign players that they get from foreign leagues. You're right. I don't know, maybe we need to kind of upgrade our scouting department a little bit, because quite a lot of the players that we bought in from abroad have been a little bit hit or miss. Is that a bit of a blanket statement? I'm not too sure. But yeah, big up Unigargamal every time. I agree. I'm not going to rate all of the substitutes, but I did want to give a massive shout out to Leandro. I thought he came on and really had a point to prove. He was on fire tonight. And as we were saying earlier, if he can just start games like that, then for me, he's playing every match up front. Mr. B, what's up? Saying big up, Fran. Glad your voice is sounding better. I guess the win helps. Yeah, nothing better than a win. No, I had a lot of rest, lots of cups of tea tonight, last night. And I'm so sorry last night that I had to cut the stream short. I could barely talk. It was so embarrassing. But yeah, feeling much better. The 3 points definitely did help. Mr. B, when are Brentford playing next? Who are you playing? Are you playing tomorrow? I'm so excited for the matches tomorrow as well. Prince Fuad says, Ivan Toney won't be coming to Arsenal. Remember the Tielemans rumours? We didn't get him on the free. Same scenario with Ivan Toney. Would Ivan be leaving on a free this summer? Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, though, Ivan, from his end, really wants to come. Oh, you're playing Spurs tomorrow. Come on then, I'll be a Brentford and a Chelsea fan tomorrow. Let's hope for an Ivan Toney hat-trick. Put them Spuds in the mud. Spuds back in the mud where they belong. Anyway, so we've kind of got through it all. I want to give my honourable mention to Trossard and an honourable mention to you all in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me. I love chatting with you guys, and the player ratings are my absolute favourite. So that was really fun. Let's go back to full screen. Yeah, tomorrow I'm really looking forward to Chelsea-Liverpool the most. I'm going to listen to a few previews tonight. But yeah, anyway, let's summarise. Massively important 3 points. So much wrong with that performance. So much wrong. I still cannot with how few shots we actually got on target. But we managed to get there in the end. Thanks to a Matt Turner favour. As I said, him winking at Jesus, going, there you go, Gabby, as Jesus nutmegged him from an outrageous angle. It was wonderful, but I'll take it. However it happens, we got the 3 points and we move on in the best position that we could hope to be. Not having played the best, but in terms of points going into this Liverpool game, we've got 2 wins under the belt. We've actually managed to score some goals. So let's use this confidence. Guys, these are the fogging standards. Moving on to Liverpool on Sunday. And I'm going to be bringing you so much content this week. And we'll nerd out about the ways that Arsenal can hope to beat Liverpool. So I'm so excited to get into all of that. I'm going for dinner with my mom tomorrow, but I'll try and go live at some point. Maybe we can do like a press conference reaction or something. But either way, there'll be lots of content this week, so stick on the notifications. Thank you so much again for joining me. I like this cool little corner of the internet that we've got. You guys are great, so thank you so much again. And very nice to see a few new names in the chat. Very much on the road to 1K. I can't believe we're over 800 now, so it's super exciting. Super exciting. Oh no, Mr. B, Mr. B hates the Ivan Toney chat. AJ and all the Arsenal fans, he can leave for 100 mil. Got it. We got it, Mr. B. We got it. Okay. You can keep him for now. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. B. I hope he bangs in a hat trick for you tomorrow against Spurs. That's all I will say. But thank you so much, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Really nice to see you guys like talking to each other in the chat. Nabil, and you guys, I love how you just you don't just call each other names, you explain your points of view and come back and forth with each other. And that's what I love so much about this channel and you guys, and how well you explain your points to each other. So thank you so much, guys, again. And I will see you tomorrow for more talk about the upcoming match against Liverpool. We got the 3 points out of the way. Now it's on to the big one on Sunday. So I'm so excited for the build-up all week. So I'm so sorry to cut your conversations short in the chat, but I will see you guys next time, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much again, and see you later. Bye, AJ. Bye, Nabil. Bye, Mr. B. Big up to you.